Hey my Taurus babies, this is EJ from Taurota Tarot, and it's Tuesday night, and I am here shuffling cards. There you go. Taurus, this is going to be Taurus and Libra sitting in a tree. Kissing. We doing sitting in a tree, or we gonna do Taurus and Libra monthly? Actually, we're gonna do Taurus and Libra monthly. Scratch that. Making a change. So we're gonna ride through and see what's going on for Taurus and Libra for the month of August 2019. I probably am still gonna call it Taurus and Libra kissing in a tree. However, this is gonna be for the month of August. We're not gonna do the recent past, current, and future, all that crap. We're gonna do the month of August. Things are changing rapidly, Taurus. Let me see, I made some notes the other night. Actually did some damn homework. I said I wasn't doing no more homework after I graduated. I'm still doing homework. Who the hell knew? Anyway, for the month of August, Taurus. Mars, I think I said this in one of my other videos, Mars is entering Leo on the 11th. So all this crazy shit you saw over the weekend in Dayton and El Paso, and if you're from one of those places or nearby, or you got family, friends there, my heart is with you. I'm arguing and fighting just as hard as everybody else. Anyway, that's Mars in Leo energy, what you saw this weekend, that convergence of all that heavy-handed, hot, just, I don't want to say negative, but it is negative energy. If you got the right things at play at any given point, those are the kinds of things that can happen. Anyway, it is moving into, let's see, it's entering Virgo, on the 18th, and Mercury is entering Leo on the 11th. So Mars is leaving Leo, and Mercury is getting ready to get into Leo. As far as Mercury getting into Leo on the 11th, expect your communications to be a little less fraught with the Mercury. One of my viewers said it ain't Mercury retrograde, it's Mercury retrograde. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, communication should be a little more straightforward. For you, Taurus, probably a little more blunt. Language, of course, Libra is not real keen on. We're going to do the enhanced version of this reading. That's 2 decks. A reminder, I do my cards straight up, and for the month of August, from now to August 31st, I am doing $5 reads for subscribers. So check out my information below. And just thank you to everybody that has shown me love, left me messages, subscribed, liked, shared my stuff. Thank you so much. I appreciate. Y'all don't know. I'm overwhelmed every time I see the numbers go up. I'm just overwhelmed because, you know, you get in your head and you think, ain't nobody listening to me. I don't know. But I'm so grateful. And I'm just grateful to know there are other like-minded souls around here. So this is Taurus and Libra for the month of August. We're going to do 2 sets. We're going to do the John Holland Psychic Oracle Tarot deck on the bottom, and then we'll do Chanel Bayless's Simply Deep on top. Seems to give me a better, fuller, more rounded reading. Notice I don't read like other readers. I don't do all the signs because I think for me that kind of messes up the energy. You kind of get overlapping energy in different signs and all that crap. So I'd rather just stick to 1 or 2 signs at a time. It gives you a better understanding of what you need. As with any reading, if it resonates with you, do it. If it don't, like my grandmama used to say, eat fish, leave the bones. All right, Taurus and Libra, here we go. So your overall energy, Taurus, with your Libra is one of victory and success on the one hand and moving on the other. Oh, Lord, 2 sixes. Here we go. All right. So for the first week, we're going to do 4 rows of 3 for the month of August. So we're currently in the first week. So for this week, emotional withdrawal, authority, deception, and envy. For the second week of August, Love begins. Recognition and reward. Obstacles and challenges. For the third week, truth. The universe. Oh, I'm pulling the wrong cards out the wrong deck. There you go. Accelerated motion. Last week in August, rest and rejuvenate, waiting game, conflict and defeat. All right. And when I straighten my cards out, sometimes the decks get all twisted because I got open cards all over the place. Let's shuffle these up one more time. This is for Taurus and Libra for the month of August 2019. Y'all got some emotional stuff going on, Taurus, with your Libra, and I see where the conflict is coming in. I don't know, it's something about earth signs or air signs. We can get to one point and be really good, and then after that it's Ali Ali free and good luck. But let's see what the cards say. So now, for your overall energy, the victory and success card pulls the devil. And moving on, pulls the Five of Wands. Emotional withdrawal pulls the Eight of Swords. Authority pulls the Queen of Coins. Deception and envy pulls the Six of Cups. Love begins pulls the King of Coins. Recognition and reward, the Ten of Swords. Obstacles and challenges pulls the Death card. Truth pulls the Ace of Coin. Universe pulls the Princess of Swords. Accelerated motion pulls the Strength card. Rest and rejuvenate pulls the Eight of Cups. The waiting game pulls the waiting game. Four of Swords. There you go. And conflict and defeat pulls the Knight of Wands. Okay. Oh hell. What the hell? Well, the Devil card is an Earth card. I believe it's a Taurus card in the tarot deck. And I'm just looking at this victory and success with this Devil card. So some of you are in, okay, it ain't going to resonate with everybody. Let's do that first. But some of you are in a karmic relationship with your Libra. And it feels like it has been a mental test of wills between the two of you. Taurus, you're not liking this. You don't like this feeling. As with the last reading I did, you are really trying to manifest victory and success, but you are just, the karmic shit is just taking you for a ride. That's the only way I know how to say that. Because there are points where, Taurus, you feel like you need to pull apart, and then something happens and you don't end up pulling apart. But you can see where the holes are in the relationship. Let me say this before I get all off into the tangent. It's a good relationship because both of you, Taurus and Libra, are ruled by the planet Venus. So you both get together at an intimate level that a lot of people can't get on. But that's where shit gets different. The way you think, the way you process things versus the other two air signs versus Aquarius and Gemini. Libra's very balanced in its approach, and anything off just a pinch, a skosh, a little bit, Libra's off and running to the races because they have to do the whole internal process of analyzing and running the process through, and why does it happen like this, and it should happen like this, and they have to go through all these mental things in order to feel like they are not losing any kind of control and are maintaining some kind of balance. So it looks like a lot of what's going on here right now has to do with the way you are dealing with your relationship. Coming into the first week of August, the emotional withdrawal and the Eight of Swords. This is air energy. The Swords is the air energy, Libra. And they are just kind of doing what they do. They are in their head with their own shit, processing whatever, analyzing, and when they do this, they really become a prisoner of their own shit because they shut everything off. You're feeling this, Taurus. This is in part kind of what's driving you nutty batty and shit, because they don't do this. Tauruses have a tendency, just think of all the little cliches and shit we say about Tauruses and bulls. Bull running through a china shop. We're not very good with that subtle bullshit. Once we get off and popping, it's a done deal. Get the hell out the way, you're going to get gored to death. Period. Dealing with Libra, you're dealing with a little more finesse. It's a lot of intellectual energy. Libra, in my mind, and as I've read and as I've come to understand them, they are probably the most intellectual of the air signs. So they're coming at this whole thing very differently. They're in their heads right now. They are trying to process what's going on with this relationship, in part towards what you need to understand. And this is only resonating to me with people that have been together maybe a year, 2 years, or something less than that. You may be cohabitating, but a lot of you probably are not. But the issue, Taurus, is that we're very grounded. And I to say this is another reason I got to keep saying it, I guess, but we're very grounded. We're earth creatures. Libra is air. Y'all know, with the earth and the air. So they're good with the homebody shit at a certain time of the year and being around the house a certain time of the year. After that, they want to be out experiencing whatever it is they need to experience. While like the other air signs, they like their freedom, they have a little more control over how they handle their freedom. So the problem here becomes that we're always earthbound, period. We're always homebodies. Most of us enjoy our homes, if not the actual dwelling, what's in the dwelling, the people in the dwelling. That can be said about Libra, but after a certain point, they got to get out and spread their wings. And it seems like some of this is ruffling the feathers of my dear Taurus. When you come over to the authority card with the Queen of Coins, this is definitely dealing with trust issues with, actually with Libra and Taurus, and not Taurus and Libra. Libra may be having a little problem with Taurus. This is our energy, coins. Because we have a tendency, because we're earthbound, we get messy and possessive sometimes. It's just the fuck it is. Mess our shit. And we are very territorial. You're not just going to come up in the bullpen and start fucking around without there being some consequences. And I think maybe this is where you and Libra are probably kind of clashing, because while we are very loyal and trusting to those who are in our inner circle as earth signs, when we feel the slightest bit of shift, and I'm going to go and say with this cups, one of the other of you, or both of you, Taurus or Libra, you may be beginning, if you haven't already, you may be coming up, having some interchanges with an ex. So maybe some phone calls, hey, how you doing? Not just you, Taurus, Libra too. And this, I don't know what else to say about that except deception and envy. It is what it is. And the envy, which is something I don't usually talk about, but it's actually pulling through in this reading. The envy is you're both envious of each other when it comes to your exes, because Libra feels like Taurus exes just do too much and they too stuck on Taurus, and conversely, Taurus feels like Libra has too many exes. Go on, work on that one. And so it's just too much. And so both of you are kind of jealous of the other when it comes to your exes, because the exes are doing the damn thing. And what it's doing actually is causing, that's where the deception and the envy is coming from. It's causing a problem in the relationship. If you haven't noticed it, I'm sure you will here soon, but it's that feeling, almost a competitive feeling. The best thing I can say to you, Taurus, as far as that is concerned, is to try and rein in your emotions. These are cups. We're talking about water, emotions, and for a lot of you, it's a lot of emotion. It's not just a little bit. It's an abundance of, oh my God, especially Taurus, if you feel like the home base is being shaken on some front. And I'm saying this is probably less for those of you that are living together and more for those of you that live apart. It's that kind of energy. Things would feel a little different if you were living in the same house. Deception and envy then becomes something else. So this feels like stuff, we both live in two separate dwellings and just stuff going on. Phone calls are being missed. Text messages are being missed. Emails are being missed. Folks are showing up 5, 10, 15, 30 minutes late when ordinarily they're on time. It's that kind of energy. So I don't feel like anybody has actually stepped outside of their cup just yet. I said yet, I did. But the energy is there. And it's really dependent on how strong this relationship is. Let's keep going. For the second week in August, with the King of Coins and the love begins, Taurus, this is you. You all doggone day. And you may be in a situation where you're feeling comfortable about maybe getting out of the Libra situation. I'm saying just what I said. And stepping off into something else. It's a thought. I'm not necessarily going to put the action on it. It's a thought right now. Some of you are looking at it from the perspective of if you weren't with this Libra, you might have some more security with another person. This other person could also be an earth sign, a water sign, a fire sign, however that's resonating. But the thought is there. Something here, something is going on right now. And maybe last week you kind of shook up and stirred up some shit. The thought is there. It may not be an ex with you, Taurus. It might be a new person coming in. It's something to pay attention to. I would not move too quickly in that energy. It sure is 1 minute you say, oh my God, he's so beautiful. The next minute you're like, are you kidding me? Get the fuck away from me. It's that kind of energy. Be careful because it may look all like this and you may want to have it feeling all like this, but I'm telling you, you end up like that. And that's that Libra. That's that Libra energy, air. And sitting on top of the recognition and reward is telling me, you know, somebody could be recognizing what the hell is going on and have all this shit raining down on everything. So, we go back to the King of Coins and the love begins. If there is a situation, Taurus, that you're thinking about getting into, be careful. Be mindful of what you're doing. And if we just stop the reading right there and forget the other 8 cards on the table and just deal with this little bit up here, you can stop. You can walk away. The back end of your overall energy is the moving card, and that you have the 5 of Wands. I can't get my focus. I'm giving it to you right here. If you got somebody else coming up on you, you know, now your focus is divided. And there may be some confusion in this with this person coming at you. It may be an ex. It might be somebody brand new. And they may bring enough energy to confuse you, Taurus. Just enough to fuck it up and just have you all over this energy consistently. And that's really not what you're aiming for. You really want to maintain some focus. And by maintaining focus, kind of hone in on what is it that you want to do. I feel like there's a crossroads coming here with the obstacle and challenges and the death card. It's transformation Taurus for you already. With Uranus and Taurus, it's already transformation time. I already got that. But depending on what goes on here, and you've got some play, you got some wiggle room. With the Devil card on top of victory and success, that's telling me, number one, the relationship that you're in with your Libra has karmic shit to it. But it also tells me that there could be another situation developing that may have some karmic implications. Maybe soulmate, maybe twin flame. The energy is doing this. It's all over the place. Just like this. So that's telling me there's going to be more than one thing on the table besides the Libra. The Death card in and of itself, with the obstacles and challenges, the changes that, one, you may want to make with your Libra to remain a couple, or two, you may want to make on your own without your Libra. They're all going to present obstacles and challenges. There's not going to be no easy solution, no quick fix for this shit. You ain't going to just be able to get up, pack your bag, roll away, or if y'all ain't living together, just be like, I'm going to change my mind. It's not going to be that easy. There's some residual shit here. I'm just saying, it's there. So be mindful of that, especially if you are getting a wandering eye. I know Taurus is like, no, she's telling on us. I'm not. I'm keeping it real. And that's what you need. You need somebody to tell you exactly what the fuck it is so you can make good decisions. That's really all this is about. It's about making good decisions for you. When you get into the third week of August with the Truth and the Ace of Coins, Taurus, once again, that's you. And the truth of the matter is you may want to start something new with somebody else. And I don't feel like, I'd say this, the energy today for some reason is just not giving me that indication. I'm not getting termination shit. I'm not getting that final, it's all over. I'm not getting that. I'm getting, you have options. And there's things at play here that if you're grounded enough, Taurus, you can kind of work with the energy and see what's going on and maybe give yourself a better view of what the future holds, either with a Libra or another person. Your relationship with your Libra is shaky right now, but it's not just the way the two of you are acting. You got major things, life-changing things at play. Only thing not on the board right now is the Wheel of Fortune, which would just kind of seal the deal for me. But this is enough. It means transformation and changes are coming. And obviously, when you're dealing with that, you're going to have obstacles and challenges. If you're trying to make a decision, for some of you, it feels like you Taurus, you have done all you can do with this relationship. You are kind of tired of the air energy, the in and out, the back and forth, the up and down, the mood swings, the emotional withdrawal. Pick one. Taurus, you're kind of just over it. On the other side of that, Libra, I think, is probably a little tired of just the, I'll just come home, we're trusting, we're going to cook dinner. And Libra ain't feeling that. For whatever reason, they're just not, you know, it might work 6 months from now, but right now it's not working. It might have worked 6 months ago. Right now, that's not where they're at. And so this is not really a thing so much about anybody with the deception and envy and the Six of Cups cheating with someone. It's really about looking at, I had this relationship in the past, I could have this relationship in the future, which of these is going to be better for me? And I think both Taurus and Libra kind of have that energy of just weighing shit out right now. With the universe holding on to the Princess of Swords, you've got the wherewithal, Taurus, to understand what your air sign is doing. You know, you got this. Therefore, there's no reason to get into a whole lot of catty ass piss fights, because you already know. You know what you're thinking, Taurus. And sometimes we do that. We already know we're looking. We ain't saying nothing to nobody, but we are busy trying to figure out how we going to exit stage left and get up out this one. That is no reason to let it get out of control. It's no reason for anybody to feel like they need to get even. I'm putting it out where it is. You've got the knowledge, Taurus. You kind of already have an understanding of what you want. Now it's a matter of understanding what you need to do to get what you want. And if you're not finding it in your Libra relationship, again, the energy here is kind of balanced. You can go or you can stay. That overall energy, though, that Five of Wands is just, and as I get further into the month and start seeing little things, your attention is going to be all over the place, Taurus. It just is. It is what it is. It's going to be all over the place. I think some of this is just a trigger to what Libra is responding to. And their whole emotional shutdown at the beginning of the month is just kind of making you take a step back and go, okay, you know what? I don't know. And that's not a bad thing. When things like that happen and they make you stop and take pause, they should. And you should look at the situation for what it's worth, what you're bringing to the table, what the other person is bringing to the table, and can it go a step further. With the accelerated motion and the strength card, I think once you start thinking like that, Taurus, and you start looking at what direction you can go in, what direction is best for you, Taurus, that strength, I'm just telling you, you'll find it, and you'll find yourself moving off in a completely different direction if you're not going the way you want to go, regardless of the fact that there may be some karmic shit here. I'm just saying. It is, and it's a lot with this, a lot of complex energy. There can be victory and success, but the devil is always in the details. And it's always going to be about how you're looking at it. Remember, there's a big eyeball. It really isn't two people tied together. If you're looking at it from that distance, that's an eyeball. You get up on it, you see it's two people with a fire in between them. So it is definitely going to be about how you're looking at the situation, Taurus. Not so much Libra, but the whole situation, Taurus, how you're looking at it, and whether or not it's going to be worth it for you to claim the victory and success, or whether you just, it's too much for your brain and it's time to move on. The strength card, the universe is simply letting you know, you got the strength to do whatever you want to do. If you want to move forward in the relationship, you can. If you want to walk away from the relationship, you can. Your success is still going to be up to you and how you manifest what you're looking for. When we get to the last week of the month with the rest of rejuvenating the Eight of Cups, probably going to pull back a little bit off that relationship stuff, all that green growing shit. Take a break. Try to think about how you can get off this rocky emotional roller coaster and onto some terra firma, firm ground. I'm just saying. And evaluate. It just feels like the last 2 weeks of the month are going to be about evaluation, Taurus. Is this what I want to do, or do I want to do something different? With the waiting game and the Four of Swords, you're going to wait because you're waiting. That's what the hell. I'm being funny, but it is a waiting game. And I think the last reading I just did, who was it? Sagittarius and Aquarius. It's that energy of, this is just the first part of the story. I'm going to guess the next 2 or 3 months is going to tell the rest of the story. Cycles are changing. Energy is changing. Planetary energy is changing for sure. I just told you a couple things that's going on. So, understandably so. So while you're waiting, Taurus, take a break. Take a break, boo-boo. Take a break. Because if you've been doing all this mental processing and trying to figure out how you feel, and do I love him? Do I love her? Should I stay? Should I go? What we doing? And it feels like for most of you, you are at a natural spot in your relationship to be asking these types of questions. Take your time, Taurus. This is not the energy to rush through. This is not that kind of decision. Looking at the Strength card, the Death card, the Devil card, your major cards on the table. This is not energy you're trying to rush through. These are decisions you're not trying to rush through. And that I don't feel a cutoff anywhere, that this is going to be it for the month of August, September, October. I don't feel that. There's choices yet, and there's still free will to be exerted. If you decide you want to do something completely different and step out of this altogether, you got free will. You can do that. You can change the energy whenever you get ready to, in particular how it's affecting you. When we get to the end of the month, conflict and defeat with the Knight of Wands sitting on top, it's going to be about staying in the moment, Taurus. So you're not feeling like this, because by the time you get to the end of the month, after you've gone through any combination, variation of this shit, you are going to be tired and you are going to feel conflicted, because you're not going to, I don't believe by the end of this month you're really going to have a firm grasp yet on what you want to do. I think there are going to be some developments with maybe a new person, and it may not be one of those things that just turns into a full-blown affair, relationship right way. It might be one of those things that takes time to develop before you actually become intimate, or before it becomes anything outside of the bedroom. Y'all hear what I'm saying? So the energy, a lot of what's going to go on next month is really going to be dependent on how you handle this month, Taurus. I don't want to sit here and say, oh, your Libra cheating on you, because I can sit here and see you kind of got the doors open too. And I get it. When you get in a place where you're not sure where your relationship is going, it is a natural thing to be looking out the window trying to see what the fuck's going on in somebody else's backyard. It just is. People that want to act like, oh, you shouldn't feel like that. And you still, yeah, okay, that ain't how the mind works. It's not how the body works. So if your natural response to some of this craziness that's going on with your Libra, and particularly what's affecting you, is this emotional withdrawal shit. That's really what's got Taurus kind of up in a hoof. Because this is not something that we do very well. We don't just shut down the emotions unless we just on the run. And that's not often. Unless you really piss us off, we really don't just do an emotional shutdown, and actually are probably more open because of the fact that people want to come and tell us shit because we're so practical and grounded and all of that. So when people shut down around us, that fucks with us on a completely different level, period. Hands down, it just does. It shakes us up, it takes us off our center, it takes us off our point, because now we have no connection, attachment to the person that we care about, because they just say, fuck it, I ain't calling you for another 2 weeks. And I understand that's some bullshit and crazy, but you have to understand how Libra operates. And if you can gain some insight about how your partner thinks and how they process things towards, it will go a long way in helping you maintain some equilibrium, using a Libra word for Taurus. It'll go a long way in keeping some equilibrium in the relationship. Take a break. Get to the end of the month. It's going to be a lot. I can just tell you now, my head's beginning to hurt. It's going to be stressful. It's going to be one of them things. You're going to feel like all of it's coming down on you at the same time. I'm just saying. And you are going to have to recognize, just use my cards and use my words. It's going to be stressful, but you got some openings here. And if I just take this off and we just get to the truth of the matter, think about what you're doing, Taurus. Is this really this person? And if you've been with them any amount of time over 6 months, you have an idea where it's going, how it would feel long term. Yeah, there'd be some things you don't know about, changes that will happen naturally, things that would be different, of course, but you have a good feel, and I think most Tauruses are pretty good judges of what they consider to be long-term situations. Who knows? New person coming in. X maybe for you coming back, Taurus, as well as the Libra. You never know. You don't know. You're not going to know until you get into it, because you are very much kind of all over the place. But it's not really, like I usually say, brain on fire, just no focus, all over. It's confusing. I'll say that. It's confusing because you know you've got this situation here, and it's kind of like, well, where's all the new stuff coming from? So my best advice to you, Taurus, is to do not rush this energy. Do not start flying around like a wild ass with a hair up your ass because you are nervous about all this energy. Deal with it on a day-by-day basis. Make the decisions that you're going to make. If you're not living with your Libra, that's all to the good. It gives you time to do this kind of shit and this kind of shit. I'm just throwing it out there. And again, I'm not saying anybody's messing around on anybody, but you are definitely looking at your options, and understand your Libra is looking at their options as well. So it's the energy, it's the time. I think everybody is going through this phase of looking at their options, what's the best thing for them to do right now, what's going to be best for them long term. As long as you keep in mind, Taurus, that we are just constantly going under we're just constantly going under the knife right now because of Uranus being in our sign. So transformation and change, it is what it is. We just stuck with this shit for the next 6.5, 7 years. We just are. So if there are things in your Libra relationship, Taurus, that you think should be changed, now's a good time to be thinking about those changes. If you think it's a good time for you to get up and move on, now's a good time as any. I'm just saying. Make sure, though, you know how you feel. That's all I'm going to say on that. Make sure you know how you feel. Make sure what you're feeling is the real shit and not some other shit because of this deception and envy, and you feeling all pissed off and hurt about some bullshit, and you just make a snap decision because you're mad in that moment. Just saying. Just saying. Let's see what the universe has for guidance. Oh, you're pulling doubles again. Call on your runners. Remember to breathe. Claim your boundaries. And the woo-woo is wonderful. Call on your runners. In this deck, runners are the angels, the fairies, the nymphs, if you will, that surround you. And sometimes, and this is a good reading for this, sometimes when you get off into shit that's unknown, you need somebody to just kind of walk a little ahead of you and say, ooh, yeah, that's cool. No, that's not cool. Ask your runners to get on that plane and just ride up the road a little bit. Tell me what you see and make the way smooth so I can get through this. I know it sounds all fairyish and hokish and shit, but trust me, if you just give an ink of thought and energy to knowing that you can manifest whatever you want to, you can. And knowing that there are entities out here, whether you see them or not, that can help you. Just something, just saying, it's something to know. Remember to breathe, Taurus. This is life. This ain't no damn test. This ain't no damn marathon. It ain't no sprint. It's life. And so it's no sense in sitting in the corner hyperventilating because some shit's coming at you that you're not familiar with. Remember to breathe. That's why you got a nose. And it's stuffed up a mouth so you can breathe. Remember to breathe. It's just life. There's nothing there's nothing that should shake you, your self-esteem, your value. It's just life. So just breathe. You're getting all frustrated and upset over some shit. Just breathe. Claim your boundaries. Claim your boundaries. If you're thinking about staying with your Libra and you feel like some of this little deceptive envy, 6 of Cups type old shit is coming back and you've made a decision already to stay in the relationship, claim your boundaries. Do what you need to do. And if your Libra loves you, you're not going to get no kickback. None. So claim your boundaries. Do what you need to do. The woo-woo is wonderful, but for those of you that are thinking about falling in love with somebody else, hey, woo-woo. Woo-woo is wonderful. Love is a good thing. Wherever you're getting it, however you're getting it, it's a good thing. To say that you love somebody and for someone to tell you they love you. The woo-woo is wonderful. Don't hide from it. And just because you feel like the situation may be fucked up, that doesn't mean there's not love there. We'll just put that where it is. So just remember, the woo-woo, the heart, the stuff, the gooey shit in the middle, that's the good shit. And if something somewhere this month gets you to this point, roll with it. I'm just saying. Taurus, I love you. I hope y'all have a good rest of the week. I will see you in a couple days for your weekend update. Y'all have a good one. Bye, y'all.